a gender that feels like a bog, swamp, marsh, or similar ecosystem, also known as swamp gender.
I feel like a titanous, berserking, fiery goblin.
Well, so that's the guys were saying the other day. Was that like Swamp Thing? Is Swamp Thing a bog gender, or
Swamp Thing's pretty powerful?
Do they come from that planet where?
I don't know, but I just feel really good.
Yeah,
I feel strong.
Well, that's definitely in here. There's the thing where it's all masculine. You know, it's your gender.
But that's kind of a gender. You can't say masculine.
You're right. You're right. No, I mean, this stuff is just.
They use our hospitality against us, where we then play along with this My Little Pony BS.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
So they had a gender fluidity conference. We're going to finish up here and hand the baton to Joel Gilbert, who's got Danny Williams, the reported illegitimate son of Bill Clinton. He looks like him. They've done the test. I believe it. He's got big breaking news on that front. Joel Gilbert, documentary filmmaker, will be taking over here in just a few minutes. But you were going over this group that they bought a ticket to. They went. He said, well, I'm a robot. So they had him barred on Twitter and YouTube. We just had Steven Crowder on, and we're laughing about this. But you read this. This is, I'm a bog gender. I feel boggy. I mean, this is like and you've got people all seriously sitting around going, yes, And then we sit here and joke, Tavistock Institute created all this to create mental illness and the breakdown of civilization. But the fact that you can't even question it and say there are two genders, I mean, this is real authoritarianism. Where do you see this going, Leanne?
Well, I mean, this is just, it's like you said, this is mental illness here. First of all, so we're talking about this gender, the bog gender.
Let's document cam that. People need to see this.
And this is the complete list of all genders. So we have bog gender, a gender that feels like a bog, swamp, marsh, or similar ecosystem, also known as swamp gender.
I feel like a titanous, berserking, fiery goblin.
Well, so that's the guys were saying the other day. Was that like Swamp Thing? Is Swamp Thing a bog gender, or
Swamp Thing's pretty powerful?
Do they come from that planet where?
I don't know, but I just feel really good.
Yeah,
I feel strong.
Well, that's definitely in here. There's the thing where it's all masculine. You know, it's your gender.
But that's kind of a gender. You can't say masculine.
You're right. You're right. No, I mean, this stuff is just.
They use our hospitality against us, where we then play along with this My Little Pony BS.
Yeah, but it's like, who is actually sitting here documenting the people that are coming in saying, I'm a glass gender. I'm a gender that is very sensitive and fragile. I'm glass.
What's a gender witch?
I'm glass gender. A gender in which one is intrigued or entranced by the idea of a particular gender, but not certain that it's actually experiencing it.
So this sounds like mind control.
So it's kind of gender vague. Maybe that's kind of gender vague or gender strange, but, you know, it could also be a glitch gender.
And again, they have thousands of groups just like typing out like they've got chimpanzees tied up to typewriters, just coming up with this insane dribble that we have to bow down and worship.
Right. And it all sounds the same. Like a gossa gender is a gentle and fragile gender, a gender that is barely there. But isn't that sort of the same as a glass gender?
Well, let's expand on that.
How do you mess this? I mean,
this is what Saul Alinsky said. We're going to break up families. We're going to attack the genders. I mean, this is just an attack on reality. We're going to go to Joel Gilbert.
How do you not misgender people?
Exactly. We're going to go to Joel Gilbert, get his take on this. He's going to get into other big, serious subjects. But this is serious because they're doing this to our kids. They've had, real mainline feminists come out and say this is child abuse. What's going on to the children. All right, Joel, you're an expert on the leftists and their mind control operations. So I know you're going to come back, get into your main broadcast you've been getting ready for all week. So thanks for letting us take over a little bit here, but we ran over. What is up with the whole gender fluid movement, our kids? From your research, what is behind this whole thing?
Oh, look, what's behind it is the left wants to attack and destroy the middle class. They know that the middle class creates and supports the free market system. Saul Alinsky, Marxists, they all said we have to attack and destroy the middle class, all their institutions, marriage, gender, church, anything that the middle class likes, they want to attack and destroy, because without the middle class, the free market system will collapse. And that's why socialist economies don't have a middle class. They have one big impoverished class and political elites who control the wealth. So this gender thing is just another assault on reality and middle-class existence that supports reality.
Right, and I agree with this here. What we're seeing in California and other places, they're making it illegal to misgender people. So, but then they've got this insane list of all these genders. It makes it so confusing. And
it's designed where they get to be victims and take over, and then always dictate what the new. It's a religion.
We're only allowed to then eventually. We're like, okay, fine. I can't deal with it. Let's just agree that we're all just people. Or, you know, just persons.
Well, that's what they said in Brave New World, which was based on a real UN plan, but written in 32 before the UN was around. His brother later ran the UNESCO program. He said it was genderless. That's what they created.
We're all just, I can't even say humans because that has man in it, but that's it. There's no men, women, mother, father. They're already doing away with that.
And then we just capitulate to this like cult members. I mean, well, why not drink cyanide Kool-Aid?
Because the students want this inclusion.
It's so inclusive. And then it always gets bigger. I remember it was like 5 years ago. They came out with 50 genders at Facebook. Now it's hundreds.
70, 80 now at this point. Yeah, it's definitely way up there at this point. And I mean, this is 42 pages long.
And again, there's all these competing churches. So you've got to know all their groups. And then I'm sorry, you go look at these events. These look like escapees from mental institutions. And they're just the fodder for this. But the big social controllers, Joel, how do you think it's going for them right now as they sue us and go after free speech and sue Fox News for investigating Seth Rich? I mean, they're going into a new level. What do we do?
I mean, I think they're absolutely dedicated to what I call the police state. They want a state that controls speech, that gets rid of the deplorables who are supporting this whole free market constitutional system. They're now mobilizing the tech giants where they couldn't succeed to convince people to vote for this nonsense. They want to enforce it. And that's why all socialist Marxist countries always had a police state, because they had to force people to cooperate and behave and force them what to think.
You know, I'm glad you said this, because I was eating lunch last Friday and listening to you. I remember it was the Friday before. And you were sitting there, and we posted the video to Infowars over the weekend. People said, Jones used to be against the police state, but now he licks the boots of the police. He's got this Joel Gilbert on saying it's not deep state, it's the police state that Obama and they put in. And he's totally right. People talking about a police state is saying I'm against Venezuela and its corrupt government using the police for control and having laws that are a police state. The left's trying to take over the police to have a police state. That's when I was warned by law enforcement in the 90s about Clinton training him for gun confiscation. It wasn't I was against the police. I was getting it from the police, from the military, because they were warning of a police state. A police state isn't the police in charge. It's a police state without a Constitution, Bill of Rights, with an authoritarian regime over you. And that's what Joel Gilbert's saying. But they play these semantical games going, oh.
Issue we're going to be talking about this week is...
That's right. Marxists, they use the tools of state, the IRS, the DOJ, the local police departments, like in Parkland. They imposed this crazy system from the Eric Holder Justice Department that you shouldn't send high school kids to jail, even if they commit crimes. So all this stuff comes from the top, where they use the IRS or the FBI to impose their will upon free people. That's a police state. I experienced it myself. The FEC, Federal Election Commission, went after me. I got followed by Capitol Police when I went to D.C. I got pulled off an airplane one time when I flew in for CPAC. They asked me about my films. So it's an intimidation factor that they used in Russia and all.
And that's why we got to fight to keep this land of the free, home of the brave, and stop it now, because they're trying to promote this lawlessness where they don't let ICE go in. All this is part of an attempt to have a communist dictatorship in this country. Joel Gilbert's taking over. Thank you, Leanne. Great job.
Thank you.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
The globalists are losing, but they're doubling down their attacks. There's one thing they fear, and it's people power. Infowars has defeated their censorship so far only because of you spreading the links, spreading the articles, subscribing, clicking the notification buttons, and getting the articles and videos out. But they are intensifying their censorship, so now it's more important than ever to ensure we keep the First Amendment alive and well right here in America and free speech worldwide. So from Australia to countries in Africa, to Europe, to Mexico, to right here in the USA, I salute you all for taking action and defending free speech. We will prevail. We have Super Blue Silver, the new product, Immune Silver Burst. And you can also gargle it as well. We have the new 1 ounce that's come out, concentrated with the iodine, with the special silver that's super, super strong. You can do it also on your skin. You can do it, you know, for disinfectant. It's amazing. Immune Gargle Super Blue Immune product, 33% off out of the gates. Iodine, silver, salt, nano silver, smallest available super colloidal silver, the ionized water, ultra purified water, stevia, peppermint, essential oil, and a great little high-quality spray bottle. And we're going to come out with bigger bottles soon, but this is the lowest cost, smallest one, easy to be portable. When you get the bigger bottles that are coming out, you just pour some in it, take it with you, because the other disinfectants have the alcohol and lower fertility, crack your skin. This stuff is much, much more effective, and it's really amazing, and it supports the broadcast. We also have our antifungal for the gut back in Myco ZX now. Myco ZX Plus with more in each bottle and a lower price. That's 50% off out of the gates, but that's selling out very, very quickly. Like our Ultimate Turmeric formula sold out for the last month. It's back in next week. So 25% off Brain Force, $50 coupon off of the amazing Alexa Pure Breeze, air filtration, Secret 12. It's all there, and you help us continue on.